In the year 2000, one company was worth $250 billion. It made up 70% of its entire home country's stock market. It controlled the phone in almost 1 out of every 3 pockets on Earth. That company was Nokia. Today, it's worth a fraction of that. This is the story of how the biggest phone company in the world lost almost everything, and it's not the story you think it is. Nokia didn't start as a phone company. It began in 1865 as a paper mill in Finland. Over the next century, it merged with a rubber company, then a cable company, before finally moving into electronics in the 1980s. By the 1990s, Nokia had found its real product, the mobile phone, and it dominated. By 2000, Nokia held over 30% of the global mobile phone market, more than 17 points ahead of its closest competitor. Its stock price soared past $30 a share. Its market cap hit $250 billion, making it the most valuable company in Europe. Nokia's best year ever wasn't 2000, it was 2007. That year, Nokia sold 437 million phones. Revenue hit 51.5 billion euros, with 7.2 billion euros in profit, the best financial performance in the company's history. It held 40% of the global mobile phone market. The Nokia 1100 alone had sold 250 million units, making it the best-selling phone model of all time. Here's the twist. 2007 is also the year Steve Jobs walked on stage and unveiled the iPhone. Nokia's best year in company history happened at the exact same moment its downfall began, and almost nobody at Nokia saw it coming. Most people assume Apple simply out-innovated Nokia. That's part of the story, but it's not the real story. Research into Nokia's internal history shows the company had already started breaking down years before the iPhone existed. In 2004, Nokia reorganized into what's called a matrix management structure, an attempt to make the company more agile. It backfired. Key executives left. Decision-making slowed down. Internal rivalries between departments made it harder to move fast. By the time the iPhone actually launched in 2007, Nokia wasn't just facing a new competitor, it was already a company struggling to make decisions quickly. Apple didn't just build a better phone. Apple built an ecosystem, apps, software, a whole new way of thinking about what a phone was for. Nokia kept building hardware, really good hardware, just not the thing the market had started to want. By 2011, the damage was visible everywhere. In February that year, Nokia's CEO, Stephen Elop, sent an internal memo that would later leak to the public. He described Nokia as standing on a burning platform, a company that had to jump into the unknown or be consumed by the fire it was already standing on. Nokia's answer was a partnership with Microsoft. Instead of adopting Android, which was rapidly gaining developers and users, Nokia bet its entire smartphone future on Windows Phone. It was a bold move, and it didn't work. Windows Phone never attracted enough apps or users to compete. Developers built for iOS and Android. Users followed. Nokia's sales kept falling. By September 2013, Nokia sold its entire mobile phone business to Microsoft for 5.44 billion euros, roughly $7.2 billion at the time. It sounds like a big number. But compared to the $250 billion company Nokia once was, it represented a loss of nearly 98% of its peak value. Here's what most people don't know. Nokia didn't disappear. It walked away from phones entirely and refocused on network infrastructure, the equipment that actually powers mobile networks. Today, Nokia's phones are made by a completely different company under license. Nokia itself builds the technology behind 5G networks. And in 2026, there's a real comeback story forming. Nokia's stock has climbed significantly over the past year, and the company recently announced its first commercial AI-powered network platform. Analysts have started upgrading their outlook. It's still a fraction of what Nokia once was, but for a company many people assumed was dead, it's still standing and quietly rebuilding. Nokia's story isn't really about losing to Apple. It's about what happens when a company gets so big, so fast, that it stops being able to move. If you want more stories like this, the real reasons companies rise and fall, subscribe to the Company Files. See you in the next one.